And yeah, so that was a bench people would sit on and kind of hang out and enjoy the mineral water and the coolness and drink a beer. All right, we're going to have a little adventure today. We are going to take a quick hike to what was an old resort called Shannondale Springs on the Shenandoah River. And it's been 30 years since I've been here. None of these trails were here back then. It was owned by a different organization. Now it's owned by the state of West Virginia. There's like nice hiking trails out here. So any of you guys want to come to Shannondale Springs, well, look it up and come out here and go for a hike and see what I'm seeing today. Well, unfortunately, you can see that's a parking area. That's where the boat ramp is. And I worked my way around the edge, but the trail is really, this is the trail to get to where we're going today. And it's underwater through here. So we'll try to work our way around the edge. We'll maybe just pop up over the top. Boy, yeah, see all kinds of logs floating down through here. That's still rising, isn't it? Pretty sure. Well, grab your snorkel or hold your breath. We're getting ready to go in the water. Wanted to share with you something that I find interesting. These bushes right here, this is multiflora rose. That's an invasive species that was brought over. And so is that. That's autumn olive right there. That's an invasive species. But if you look at the redness on these things, that's actually a fungus that we introduced. Some maybe 10 years ago, 20 years ago, in the hopes that it will kill off the roses by themselves. And it seems to be working. This stuff will just go wild, and there's just no keeping it back. Same way with the autumn olives. They smell wonderful. I mean, right now it just smells like honey out here. It's like honeysuckle. But they just grow crazy, and it will just completely fill in this opening in a very short period of time. Now, this is kind of weird because I actually smelled this before I saw it. The bathhouse and stuff is just, it's up the hill maybe another 100 yards that way. And this is some type of spring, but it looks like it might be an old well. What do you think? I don't know how deep it is, but there's water. It's like an artesian well. There's water coming up out of it. It smells sulfury. That's iron right there, I suppose. But it's kind of weird because these springs are actually famous for not having a sulfur smell. So, but this one definitely has sulfury smelling right here. That's concrete. So, oh, look at there. That's a big old bug. You know, I might be smelling the peat. That might be what I'm smelling, not sulfur, but it's like this old rotting vegetation. That's probably where the iron's coming from, because it leaches out of the organic matter. I was wondering how deep that was if you could drop a camera down in there later on, but I'm not sure. I can't drop this one in it because it's not waterproof. No, boy, it does smell though. It actually has a little bit of sulfury smell, which is surprising because they're not supposed to smell like sulfur. All right, we made it to the springs, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, okay? Shannondale Springs was a resort, and it was they had like 3 mineral springs here with bathhouses. I think there was 3. And anyway, it was a resort from like the 1820s up until I think 1858 it burned. But it was a huge place. I mean, giant buildings with bowling alleys and dance halls and tons of, like, I don't know, dozens of cabins that they would rent out. And it was for like rich people, really rich people would come here, a lot of artistic people. A lot of the presidents that were in office during that time, again from about 1820 to 1858, would come here in the summertime to enjoy the springs, because of course the springs here supposedly had curative properties. I don't think they were warm, but they didn't stink. They didn't have the smell of sulfur like a lot of the curative springs did. And they had a really good marketing firm, I guess, whoever was marketing the place, because it became insanely popular for what it is now, for what you can see now, and for where it is. Because this was kind of out in the boondocks for back then. So you see the state has it fixed up pretty nice, or this actually might be a private organization doing this, but a state property. Something down there that might be a bathhouse. I'm not positive. It's supposed to be 3 here. This is a big ramp thing. I didn't know what it was, but what we're going to do is take a look down inside in a minute, because this is actually a bathhouse. Got a spring over here. Spring, not a spring, but a well. This is a dug well. You can see it's lined with rocks. It's all cattywampus looking. Don't know how deep it is, but they got some boards in there, so most things can get out, I guess, if they fall in there. That's probably going to another spring, because that's of course for water. So it's probably another spring up that way. This is the bathhouse, one of them anyway. And you can see it's been worked on a little bit, pointed up, new wood. Look at the stone here. You see the little chip marks here where they squared it out. But this is what they would have come here for. There would have been water in here. I don't know how deep that is. It might have been I don't know, could have been 3 or 4 feet deep. And water that would come down here. These are steps to get down into it. You can see it looks like some water might have come through here too. And yeah, so that was a bench people would sit on and kind of hang out and enjoy the mineral water and the coolness and drink a beer. And there's a little bat up there too. See a little bat? I'll try to get you a picture with my camera, telephoto lens. I don't want to go in there and disturb him because the bats are having a really hard time now. That disease out there is called white nose disease, and it's like decimated the bat populations. So it's best to like leave them alone if you can, because you know you don't want them flying around in the daytime wasting energy. All right, let's go look on the inside from this little window here. Look how dark that soil is. You see there's all kinds of artifacts. It's more modern stuff. But yeah, I'll try to get a little picture of that bat for you from here. And from, well, you can't see him from here. Oh well. Oh well. All right, well, let's look around. I don't know, this might be all there is to see, but we'll look around a little bit more. This is another type of little structure here, maybe a bathhouse. And you can see that it's mounted up right here too. So it might have been the same type of thing. It could have been a building here. I'm not sure what this is all about. There should be a giant foundation out here for the main house though. Looking here, you see there's a bit of china. Not really a whole lot though. Some type of path here. Let's follow this out. This is something up in here. See a big flat area. This is probably where the main structure sat, I would guess. You can see how this comes out, line going that way. There's like a back wall going across and a big flat area going through here. Yeah, sure it is. Look. There's the bricks. But this was definitely a big building of some sort. Because as I've been walking across, I'm still in the foundation. Some more bricks over here. That's where it ended right there. So I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't the main structure. Not much left though. It's coming out of the big foundation right there. And the bathhouse is right over there. But look, there's another well or cistern over here. This is probably a cistern, I would guess. This is, yeah, it's going to be a big bell-shaped cistern. They filled it in with river rock so that no one would get hurt, I guess. And that might have been done 100 years ago. We're back when they were farming it, probably after it closed, maybe in the 1900s. That's all river stones and a few bricks. And the cistern would have collected water off of the roof for use in the main building here, which is kind of strange. There's supposed to be a lot of springs here, and you think there'd have been a lot of water just pouring out of the ground. So I don't know why they needed a cistern, or for that matter, a well over there, unless the springs were not very good, not very strong. All right, let's see what else we can find. So I moved up the hill a good bit. Haven't seen anything until I saw this big tree over here. I wanted to come explore a little off the trail. And you see there's like a weird circle of rocks around it. So I don't know if this is a building and that tree grew up in it, which doesn't seem likely because that tree would have to be like 100 years old or less. And I think it's probably a lot more than that. Or maybe this was a flower bed that they had around the tree. I don't know. I don't know what that's all about, but they're definitely stacked. A little bit of tin. So there was obviously something here, not, you know, in the 1900s probably. More stones. There's probably another building up here. That could be a like a foundation stone. Yeah, look at this. Another pile of stone up here. This is a foundation of some sort. Could be a house, or it could be part of the spring operation. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure what this all is in here. We should have come here before it got green. You can see it's kind of level out that way, level where I'm standing. And it comes out to this corner and then stops. So this was some type of building. Could have been a barn for all I know. But boy, we just can't see much, can we? Oh, it's green. Huh. I've seen enough already that I want to come back here once all the greenery dies away. So next winter, after hunting season, we'll come out here and check it out, where we can actually see across the woods and imagine what this might have been like back in the day. Now this is cool. Look at this. Another big foundation, another cistern. So this is probably a house. And the interesting thing is that tree. So this building must have been gone for a long time. Boy, I tell you, if not 100, it's got to be at least 150, I would think. And grew up in the middle of the foundation. I thought that was mud from a footprint, but that might be just mortar. Another one of those weird hidey hole trees. That's pretty cool. I mean, I could probably get in there almost. Yeah, I could get in there. You could too. Well, maybe not. It'd be pretty tight. A bunch of rocks piled up here. This is probably, judging by the looks of it, probably just where the farmer dumped them on the edge of the field. Because what's behind me would have been plowed at one time. And these are just where they got rid of the old rocks up against this tree, I reckon. Look down there, you can kind of see the river. It's an old muddy Shenandoah. We're going to head down that way and work our way back around toward the truck. Here's an old abandoned plow. Found pieces of these in the fields all the time. I find lots of these pieces right here. That's the cutting edge. And that's what breaks up the clods, that little disc-looking thing. It's actually called a disc. But anyway, so this had to have been plowed not too awful long ago. And I think there's a trail out there. So let's see if that's a trail. I've been kind of going cross country. Ooh, look at that. That's the mucka from the... No, that's disgusting. Oh my God, that's disgusting. Wow, let's go. It's like some type of fungus or something. Oh, it must be another spring up here. It smells peaty too. Isn't that weird? I mean, the river is actually over the hill that way. Probably, look at that big turtle shell. Well below this. And the mountain is down a valley and up that way. So it's not coming from them. I don't know how this water's showing up here. Well, that's going to be a witness tree right there. That's a big old sycamore tree. They like to grow where the ground is wet. And of course, we're down by the river and you saw the springs. But I bet you when we look at the a picture of this or the paintings of this Shannondale Springs, I bet you this tree is in them. Well, probably if it's a painting, but certainly if there's any pictures, you know, photographs. Check that little beetle right there. That thing looks almost fake, doesn't it? Probably totally out of focus, but... Well, we made it back around to the bench in the bathhouse. And I'm going to probably just go ahead and cut the video off now because my battery's at like 5%. But I hope you enjoyed the little walk we had. And again, this is a place anybody can come. Shannondale Springs. It's in West Virginia, Jefferson County. Yeah, so come check it out sometime. Nice trails. It's really hot in the summertime, so you might want to come on the off summer season. All right, if I see anything really amazing, we'll get the camera back out, but I want to save at least a couple % for the hike back, just in case. We'll see you on the next little venture. You can count on it. See you then.
She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying or if you're living or somewhere